All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media, and my name is Judson Powell. And I just want to pick up where I left off yesterday, kind of talking about the whole drizzle, sprinkle thing, and just what it kind of means to us as a race of people, and then kind of what it means to people in general. And so, anyway, so I had to go back and think, I go back and I think about stuff. And so I've been thinking about this stuff a lot because it's funny because there is a report out right now talking about how the world birth rate is down. There's not a lot of babies being born. So in any race, and in some races it's worse than others. And then you got all kinds of different, opinions and, everything else about how this should come out, how it should be solved. And some people are saying that the world is overpopulated, which I'm not really too certain that that's necessarily true or not. But you have people out there that are saying, yeah, the world is overpopulated or whatever. But this whole drizzle and the whole sprinkle movement, and according to black men and white men and black women and white women and everybody else, the whole interracial thing is up in arms as well. So and I guess the first thing that I wanted to start off with saying is that, like, it was like the thing that convinced me even about gay marriage was, like, at first I was like, well, I don't know about that, because you're thinking, well, what did grandma teach you in church on Sunday? So that's the first thing that I started thinking about. But then I started thinking about, like, all of these people, like, are walking around here and they want to be married, or they're already in long-term relationships or partnerships or whatever. They're already there. So then I started thinking about something that somebody said, like, when the debate was going on, and they said, you know what, heterosexuals have messed up marriage so bad that homosexuals couldn't mess it up any worse, And I started thinking about that. I was like, I got a point, you got a point, they hey, give them a crack at it, because, and the other thing is, marriage is a very difficult thing, period. It's hard, it's hard. I've had some dogs that I didn't like. No, I'm just joking. But even pets and stuff like that, you have to develop, like, a tolerance for everything. And so I just don't get this whole and the entitlement and the stuff like that. Just like to be in any one of those movements, you have to feel like a sense, like a real sense of entitlement. And then the other thing that I'm not getting is, why in the world are you not, like everything is just transactional? Where are you taking me to dinner? What are you gonna buy me? How much you make? How much this, that, and the other thing? But these are all transactional, very just subjective things, not no objectivity to it at all. It's just like, you're just like, okay, either like you do what I want, how I want it, or else you're out the picture or whatever. But that, even if you do that, right, and even if you find a person that does that with, you still got to figure out how are you going to spend the rest of your life with this person, and how are you going to manage? Just like I was thinking about the because I keep on going back to the whole Cheesecake Factory thing and all of that stuff, and I'm just like, or coffee dates and all of those types, or just like a regular day. Because one of the, and this is weird because and this just came in my mind, but one of the things in your house that I guarantee you is discussed every night, whether it's 2 of y'all or 24 of y'all, it's like, what are we gonna eat for dinner? We have had, I can think of some nights where you'd be like, what are we gonna have for dinner? Or, and then you start going through the roster, like, cause you got certain go-to meals, or like my wife has a couple of like meals that she really likes, and so, so if things like really messed up or whatever, or not even, in fact, they don't even have to really be messed up, but if it's just like, okay, we just need a go-to meal, we can go to that meal, and I got a couple of them too, so, without, like disclosing exactly everything. But what I'm trying to say is that it's something that has to be gone through every single day and every single night in your household. The other thing is this a person? See, because all that transactional bull crap that y'all be talking about, or the the one time, okay, so he didn't take you out to a Michelin 5-star restaurant on the first date. Because you're not going to go to Michelin, unless, even billionaires don't go to Michelin 5-star restaurants every day. Even people with a lot of money or a lot of power and everything like that. I mean, you can even go back to like a dude like Barack Obama, who would go to Ben's Chili Bowl and get a hot dog, in a heartbeat, or will go to, or will eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, in the middle of the night, or, everybody is not, I guess, not hung up on the same thing. And that brings me to my other point that I'm like trying to drive home to everybody. We as black people are not a monolith. We are not all the same. We don't all do everything the same. We don't all, and just because they try as hard as they can to show the stereotypical black person all the time on television or in the movies or wherever, that's just not who we are in real life. We got all different kinds of opinions, all different kinds of people, all different kinds of stuff. Yeah, there are organizations and groups that do have a certain amount of stronghold in some places, but for the most part, we're all different, even as black people. We are not all gang members and drug dealers and all that kind of stuff that they try to show you on television or whatever. That's not us. That's simply not us. And so, but let me bring that full circle. And because it's not us, the generalizations of everything that's going on in this whole battle of the men versus the women versus the men, battle of the black sexes, we'll call it like that, because and I'm saying that because it's mostly black folks that are fighting about this stuff, and it's like, why are y'all fighting about this stuff? It's ridiculous. See, because here's the thing: how are you going to make a long-term relationship with somebody? How are you going to learn this person? Do you even see, the thing about it is, do you even like this person? See, that's why I like the coffee date, because do you like this person enough to sit there across from them, and do you have enough to conversate about, or just to be in their presence for, or anything like that? And it can't just be something physical. It just, you can't just, because there's a lot of pretty people, period, men and women. There's a lot of handsome men, a lot of pretty women, but that ain't enough. That ain't enough to make a marriage and make something long term. Even sex is not enough. And people, and that's another thing. Everybody is not a porn star. People lie all the time. One of the biggest lies told every single day is about people's sexual prowess, or their, they talk. Most people talk a good game, but most people, men and women. I'm not even talking about men. I'm talking because men are always, or you gotta, because I guess you're the dude that's gotta make the action. But there are a lot of women that are just not sexually great, and they think and there are a lot of women who think that because they're beautiful and because they're women, that they should be entitled to having a weak sex game. Gentlemen. So women, because everything, and that's the thing, balance. Everything in the universe is based on balance, and everything works both ways. And see, so that's why it's ridiculous to sit up there, and then you got some dude, he sit up there talking about drizzle, and all this kind of stuff, and oh, I got on the finest, haberdasheries and all that kind of stuff, and I'm wearing my Gucci, I got my Gucci on today, so you got to pay for the date. Oh my God, and that's what I'm saying. So y'all can't even talk enough. Y'all haven't even conversated enough or even cracked the door open enough to even know if y'all are compatible enough just to even go on that first date. You're simply not, because of the stupidity. And a guy, if a woman tells you, oh, if you don't take me to a Michelin 5-star restaurant on the first date, it's like, I got some words I want to say, but I'm not gonna. But they they start with B and end with bye. All right, for real. And that's all I'm saying. If you don't like me enough where you can go and sit there and have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee with me or something like that, then what is it? You are no great catch, period. And how we supposed to build, how we supposed to live together 30, 40, 50 years, right? And we can't even decide, and then you mad about the restaurant, because it ain't a 5-star restaurant. Oh, he tried to take me to, Olive Garden. That's one of me and my wife's favorite ones. I don't want to go to Olive Garden because I don't like their salads. That's an inside joke right there. But all I'm trying to say is, and see, that's what I mean. It's like stuff like that. Like after you've been together for so long, like we can complete each other's sentences, and we know what the other is thinking. Like we talk about stuff all the time where it'll just be like something intuitively we'll be together, and somebody else will be in our presence, and somebody else will do something that just doesn't add up to the way we act or the way we feel or the way our relationship is, and we'll look at each other and we don't even have to say anything because we have a bond that we developed. And it took us years. It took us years, and we fight and we fought and we fuss and everything else just like anybody else. But the bottom line is, when that first fight or that first fussing comes up, what you gonna do? Are you and if it happens again, then what you gonna do? Are you gonna run? Because after you marry, you can't just walk away. It ain't like dating. You can't just go. Well, you can, but trust and believe that ain't how it goes down in the court system. Because then they're gonna start dividing up your assets and dividing up your this, that, and the other thing. And then once everything gets divided up, ain't nobody gonna be happy. I've been divorced. Look, I've been divorced twice. And well, all I will say is that it was nothing nice and it didn't feel good. All right. No matter how much I thought it would make me feel good, it did not make me feel good. But y'all got to be looking at this stuff with the mindset of long term. And y'all got to start looking at the mindset from the law of attraction. You got to want, because why don't you want to attract either somebody that's opposite of you or somebody who's like you? Because that's basically what you're saying. Who do you want to attract? The law of attraction is only going to work, or anything like that, anything that's spiritual, is only going to work If you already got the right mindset that it exists and that the person is right there and they already exist in the capacity that you need them to exist in. Fastest 15 minutes is up. My name is Judson Powell. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, but most of all, hit the love button. And y'all stop fighting. Jeez.